What's up? It's Marty Intrum and you are in the Nerd Nest. Well, it's already the latter part of April. Easter was actually this past Sunday. So, save for my recent Let's Play, which nobody has probably watched, I haven't made that many videos this month. In fact, I haven't made any. I really need to get back to making some of them. So, let's do it now with a new episode of 15-Minute Game Show Reviews. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about another game show that actually premiered in our neighbor to the north, Canada. But it was created by an American game show hosting legend, and it did indeed air down here. So, have you ever been on the road and ever tried to figure out what someone else's license plate says? Well, in the late 1980s, it was made into a game show. Yes, today I'm talking about Bumper Stumpers.
This is the personalized license plate of a grain salesman. If you can figure out that it says rolled oats, then you're ready to play Bumper Stumpers. And now, the driving force on Bumper Stumpers, Al Dubois.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Bumper Stumpers, the show that turns a highway hobby into challenging fun for you and some ready cash for our contestants.
One of the more interesting game shows ever made, Bumper Stumpers had teams of contestants trying to solve word puzzles written in the form of vanity license plates. Bumper Stumpers was produced and aired jointly by the Canadian television network Global and the American cable network USA, alongside Barry and Enright Productions, best known for The Joker's Wild and Tic-Tac-Dough. And it was created by the host of the latter, the one and only Wink Martindale. The show premiered on both Global and USA on June 29, 1987, and aired concurrently until December 28, 1990. The host for the series was Al Dubois. Born in Quebec in 1947, Al's earlier television works were as a weather reporter and sports anchor on This Morning Live on CKMI, Global's station in Montreal, as well as on the Weather Network. He also hosted the series Travel on CFCF, which is CTV in Montreal, until 2001. That's pretty much all the info I have about him, I'm sorry to say. The announcer for the series was a man named Ken Ryan, whom, while still announcing the show, found time to voice the federal agent-turned-chief, Baldwin P. Bulletproof Vest, in the short-lived animated series Cops. Other than that, that's all I can say about the cast. The game was played like this. Bumper Stumpers featured two teams, one usually a returning champion pair. The champions played from the blue podium while the challengers played from the red one. The team's goal was to correctly solve the Super Stumper, a puzzle designed to resemble a vanity license plate that consisted of 7 spaces and was set at the beginning of each game to belong to someone or something. After Al relayed that information to the teams, the first space in the Super Stumper was revealed. Each space concealed either a letter, a number, or a symbol, and that was only revealed after a team chose a space. In order to fill in the spaces, the team played a series of jump-ins with different vanity plates. For each toss-up, 2 different plates were displayed, one of which fit a specific description. The other one was just there to throw the players off. One team member would buzz in and select one of the 2 plates, and if they chose correctly, either the left or the right, their teammate got 10 seconds to try to decipher it. If unsuccessful, the opposing team received 10 seconds to guess. The first team to correctly decipher the plate selected a space on the Super Stumper to fill in. If neither team solved a jump-in, another one was played. If all 7 spaces were filled, and the team that filled the last one could not solve the Super Stumper, the opposing team was given one last chance to try to solve it. If it was still unsolved after that, the answer was revealed, and a speed-up round was played with a new Super Stumper. Control started with the team that gave the last correct answer, and they chose a space, and they were given 5 seconds to try to solve it. If they could not solve it, the other team chose their own space to fill in. The teams took turns filling the blanks until one of them finally solved the Super Stumper. The first team to solve a Super Stumper won the game, and the first team to solve 2 Super Stumpers won the match, along with $1,000 Canadian, and they advanced to the bonus round for a chance to win more money. Originally, solving a Super Stumper won the team that did so 500 loonies and the right to play the bonus round. If a Super Stumper went unsolved, the next one was played for an additional $500, and play continued in this manner until a Super Stumper was solved. Also, the team who correctly buzzed in first was able to play or pass. Now, this was dropped relatively early in the show's run after many more contestants simply elected to play. The writers on Bumper Stumpers actually had various methods that they used to relay the necessary information to lead the contestants to the identity of the subject owning the plate. For instance, pairs of letters and numbers placed together were read as plurals instead of singularly. This was the case in most uses of pairs, but not all. In other instances, Roman numerals might be used, and any plate that had H2O in it would have something to do with water, as that's its chemical symbol. Other plates simply required the contestants to figure out the proper pronunciation, such as the one shown here or this one here. Finally, in most cases, the use of vowels implied that the long pronunciation of the vowel was being sought. Bumper Stumpers had 3 bonus rounds throughout its run. The first round was split into 2 halves, with the objectives being different depending on the outcome of the first portion, and it followed the traditional Barry and Enright trope of reaching a certain goal before finding a hazard element that ended the game. In the first half of the first bonus round, the team tried to identify up to 7 plates within 30 seconds. Correctly solving all 7 plates before time ran out won the champions $2,000. Now, if the team did not solve all 7 plates, but had solved at least one of them before time was up, they received a second chance to win some bonus money in the second half of the round, called the Final Stumper. This portion of the round was played in 2 different ways. The 7 game board monitors each displayed a letter in the word Stumper, and each letter concealed something underneath. For each plate the team correctly solved, money amounts were added to the board. The first amount added was $500, and depending on how many plates were solved, up to 500 additional amounts would be added. 100 was added to the board first, followed by 200, then 300, 400, and finally an additional $500 was added last. Any letter that did not receive a money amount instead hid a stop sign. The team could keep choosing as long as they kept revealing dollar amounts, and they could stop at any point and take their money. Revealing a stop sign ended the round and froze the team's winnings right there. However, if they managed to find at least $500, the money was doubled. A team could win a maximum of $1,800 in this portion of the round. In the second version of this format, the goal for the Final Stumper became to accumulate at least $1,000 or more. This time, in addition to the $5 amounts, one of the letters in the word Stumper hit a space marked Win. That space was added first, and then the rest of the dollar amounts followed. If the team managed to accumulate $1,000 or more or find the Win card, their bonus total was augmented to $2,000. This time, finding one of the stop signs cost the team all their bonus winnings. In the second bonus round, the team was given 30 seconds and up to 5 plates to solve. They were required to solve at least 4 of them before time ran out. If they did so, they were rewarded with 200 loonies, otherwise the round ended there and they won nothing extra. Now, if they did correctly solve the necessary 4 plates, they were presented with a chance to take their winnings and quit, or risk the money and go double or nothing each time by solving another plate. If they decided to take the risk, they were shown the plate and given 7 seconds to solve it. Up to 3 additional plates could be played, and the team could win up to $1,600 for correctly solving all 3. As before, they could stop any time and take their winnings, and the same double or nothing principle was in play for each plate. The third bonus round consisted of a series of 5 plates connected to one owner, a person, place, thing, animal, etc., and each plate served as a clue to that subject's identity. This time, only one player from the winning team played the first half of the round. That player was given 30 seconds to decipher the plates, with $100 given for each one. Unlike the previous bonus round formats, Al did not give out the clues to the plates. After the time was up, the player was given a choice. Either stop with whatever money they had accumulated, or risk it to see if the other player, who was isolated backstage, could come up with the owner of the plates. If the team took the risk, and the second player was able to identify the subject using the solved plates, the team's winnings would be tripled. Thus, the maximum amount a team could win here was $1,500. Winning teams could stay on the show until they were defeated or they won 5 matches. Under the original format, where the bonus round was played after each game rather than a match, a team could also be retired by being defeated twice in the front game. Also, unlike other Barry and Enright game shows, 5-time champions on Bumper Stumpers did not win a new car. And that is how Bumper Stumpers was played. Now, let's try and grade it. Bumper Stumpers took an interesting concept of what a lot of people sometimes do when they're on the road by looking at someone else's license plate and try to figure out what it says. Who else but Wink Martindale could make this idea into a game show? And you know what? Despite its simple concept, it worked. It's interesting to try to solve the plates and decipher what they said. And the Super Stumper always served as an additional challenge, and it was always fun to try and figure it out. My biggest issues were with the bonus round. They had 3 of them, much like On Sale of the Century, but in actuality, the first one was the best one, even it more or less followed the same Barry and Enright trope of getting X or finding Y before finding Z. The other 2 bonus rounds weren't too bad, though. My only complaint was the cheapness in the prize money. I wish they gave away more. Maybe Canadian law forbade it. I don't know. But all in all, it was a fun show. As for the host, Al Dubois was a great fit, and he was very personable. While he's not well known, due to him never working outside of his native Canada, he still did a fine job. I really wish I had more to say about him, but since this was his only game show, that's basically all I can say. It's unfortunate he never went on to achieve more fame like other Canadian game show hosts like Monty Hall or Alex Trebek. That being said, Bumper Stumpers took a simple thing we've all taken part of when we're on the road and made it into an interesting game show. And although I would give it an A, the low prize money kind of takes some points away, so it gets a B. And as I mentioned before, I don't do plus or minuses because, as I've mentioned,
minuses are made up!
Now here's the part where I talk about how I'd revive the show if I had the chance. I wouldn't change too much, since the gameplay format worked fine, but I would, of course, increase the prize money, and I would probably have returning champions, depending on the network. Let's just assume I do here. Now, the front game would be played the same as before, but solving a jump-in plate would be worth $200, but this would not be added to the team's score. Solving the Super Stumper, however, would count as the score. 3 rounds would be played with the value of the Super Stumper increasing by round. Solving it in rounds 1 and 2 would win $1,000, and the third round would award $3,000. The team with the most money after the third round won the game, but both teams would keep all the money they've won. As for the bonus round, I'd use the original format, where in the first half the contestant had to solve up to 7 plates in 30 seconds, with each correct answer earning 1 pick of the board from the letters in the word Stumper in the final Stumper. Now here the goal would be to earn $5,000 or more, so the dollar amounts would be increased to $500 to $2,500 in increments of $500, along with a win card and a stop sign. If the team could rack up $5,000 or more before they ran out of picks or they found the win card, the money would be increased to $10,000. If they ran out of picks before getting to $5,000 or finding the win card, the money they had at that point would be cut in half. As before, finding the stop sign ended the bonus round, and it wiped out all their bonus winnings. Teams will stay on for 5 shows or until they're defeated, whatever comes first. And, unlike the original version, if a team does win 5 games in a row, they would retire as champion, but each player would get a brand new car. As for the host, I'd have to go with one of the biggest car fans in Jay Leno to host it. Or, as a nod to the show's Canadian past, I'd go with Ryan Reynolds. Anyway, that is my most recent episode of 15-Minute Game Show Reviews. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, smash the like button, and to follow me on Space Hay. I really am going to try and make more videos more often, and I hope you'll keep watching. Until then, I'm Marty Yitram, and I'm logging out of the Nerd Nest. So long. everyone. As you know, I made this I was planning this video for a few weeks, and I just got it up today. And as you know, Bumper Stumpers was created by Wink Martindale, and sadly, Wink passed away on the 15th at the age of 91. He had been dealing with lymphoma for the last year of his life. So this video is dedicated to his memory, and I will be making another video in tribute to him very soon. Thanks for all the memories, Wink, and thanks for all the fun. See you on the other side.
Deeper.